Welcome back to Ladies Who Level Up, and this is finishing the series of the art of the pitch, the art of getting the yes. So this one is really excited. So we've already done 3 episodes in this series, right? We taught you what pitching is, what it means. We talked about why you need to pitch yourself. We talked about how to get your photography and branding assets together. And in the last episode, we built your actual EPK. And what is that? Your electronic press kit. So now you have all the things. But today, honey, today we are getting into a part that everybody wants to know. The part that everybody wants to know, honey, what do I say? What do I say? How do I actually write the pitch? Because you can have beautiful photos. Like I say this all the time. You can have beautiful photos. You can have a gorgeous EPK because we just built one. And you can have a great business and an amazing personal brand. I mean, you can have all of it, okay? But if you don't know how to communicate your value and actually make the ask, none of those things really matter. None of those things are going to create the opportunity for you, basically. So this is what we're going to do. So today I'm walking you through how I write a pitch that actually gets the yes. Yes. So this is going to be good. And before we even get into the email, I need you to understand something, okay? A pitch is not you begging somebody to give you an opportunity. No, we're not begging over here, okay? So please stop approaching pitching that way. Don't think of it that way. You are presenting an opportunity that should make sense for both parties. Honey, it's a business transaction. This is a deal, okay? This is a deal. So that mindset shift alone should change how you show up when you are pitching, when you're sitting down, when you're getting cozy, when you're ready to pitch. Because I think a lot of people are sending emails and they're basically saying, "Hi, I love your brand. I would love to work with you. Please let me know if you have any opportunities available." That's how I feel like you guys are approaching the pitch, okay? But like, why? Why should they work with you, for one? What are you bringing to the table, for two? And what is your idea? Like, what is your idea? Why does this partnership really make sense? And don't allow them to control the narrative of what goes on your socials. Okay. You control your own social narrative. So you present the idea. Okay. And most importantly, like, why should they care? You have to make it easy for the person reading your email. I always say this, make it easy for the person that wants to book you. Make it easy so they can understand the opportunity that you're presenting to them. I've been pitching myself and my clients for years. Okay. For years. You guys know I've been saying this forever. And one of the biggest things that I've learned is that the best pitches are usually pretty simple. They are usually very simple. You don't need to send somebody a dissertation. We don't need to do that. Nobody has time to read all of that. Okay. Your pitch really needs to answer 5 things. It does. And those 5 things are: who are you? Why are you contacting me? Why does this make sense? And what are you proposing, right? What are you proposing? And what do you want me to do next? So let's spoon feed them the information. That is it. Very simple. So let's actually build one together, okay? So let's say I'm going on a family trip and I want to pitch a hotel. I've done this several times, right? I want to pitch an experience. I'm not going to email them by saying, "Hi, my name is Anthony. I'm a content creator, a brand strategist. I've been following your hotel forever. I absolutely love everything you guys are doing, and I would love the opportunity to collaborate and work with you." I'm not going in like that. No, I'm not. Because do you know how many emails they get that say that exact same thing? Okay. Y'all prompting y'all chat GPTs all wrong when it comes to the pitching, honey. You just are. Instead, I want to give them the exact contact immediately. I might say, "Hi, Sarah, Bob, or whoever you are. My family and I will be visiting San Diego next month. And while planning our trip, your property immediately stood out to me because it's family friendly, the amenities, and the summer programming. Like, I'm gonna name specifics about that property that I want to highlight, that to make them say, "Oh, okay, she's done her research." So immediately Sarah knows why I'm in her inbox. I told her I'm coming there and I've told her I pinpointed out some things. Then I'm going to quickly tell her who I am, right? I'm Anthony ALLEN-ZOUHRY, a brand strategist, entrepreneur, and lifestyle creator. I share business tips and hacks. I share my travelhood, motherhood, and family experiences with my community. That's what I do. That's really what I do, though. That's really what I do. Done. So she knows when I'm coming, what I want. She knows who I am. I don't need to tell her my entire life story. Remember, we already created that EPK that kind of goes through all those things. So that's what your EPK is going to be for. Okay. So if she wants to know more about me, my audience, my work, my numbers, my previous partnerships, she can just open it, or she can simply ask me to send it. She can inquire. The email is just to get her interested enough to want to know more. Okay. So I'm, not overwhelming her. This is how I'm probably going to make the connection. I'd love to explore a partnership during our stay and create content showcasing the property as a family friendly destination for my audience. Not only that, you can use those assets for your marketing, right? Let them, because they have to pay for photo shoots. Now we are getting somewhere. I'm giving, I'm getting, she's getting, because I haven't just said, can I have a free hotel room? I'm presenting an idea with the solution for both ends, for both parties. And this next part is really, really important. Okay. Be specific about what you are bringing to the table. Okay. Even if this is your first time, whatever, I don't care. So maybe I'll say, I'd love to create an Instagram reel highlighting our family experience. I can do a few Instagram stories, coverage throughout the stay. Maybe you want to open up dinner to us. If you want to open up, the spa to us, we can also give you high resolution lifestyle imagery showcasing the property and our experience. Now they can actually visualize the partnership. They can actually see, okay, this is what I get. This is what I get. Okay, this makes sense. This is where so many people go wrong. They'll say something like, I would love to collaborate. Let me know what you have available. No, she ain't got nothing available. She booked and busy. She don't know. She's nothing available. They're booked. Okay. You contacted them. Bring an idea to them. That doesn't mean that the brand can't come back and change the deliverables a little bit, but come to them with an idea and an opportunity. They may have an entirely different campaign they want to plug you into, right? They can have so many other things going on, but you started the conversation with an idea, with an opportunity, but just give them something to respond to. Like, don't just make it so vague. Think about this from a brand's perspective, really, like which email is easier to respond to.
Okay, wait, if you've been thinking about starting a personal brand, but you have no idea where to start, I made this course just for you. Brand New You walks you through building your brand, finding your message, creating content, and showing up with confidence. If you're ready to stop overthinking and finally start building, click the link below and in the show notes, and let's get to work.
People don't like so many different options. You got to just give it to them and don't leave it open-ended for them, basically, is what I'm saying. So something like, I would love to collaborate with you. Let me know if you're interested. Or I'll be in Los Angeles in September. Or be a little bit more specific. I'll be in San Diego September 12th through the 15th. And I'd love to create a reel around your new fall menu, supported by Instagram stories and imagery that you can then use for repurposing and marketing content. Here are some examples of my work. Boom. Okay, come on. You guys just saved them $10,000 in a marketing campaign. Now she knows what you want. And when you know what you want, you know what you're offering. And now she can actually say yes, or she can say no, right? Or she can come back and say, hey, we don't have a budget for that, but would you be interested in X, Y, and Z? You're opening up just a relationship, an opportunity, just a conversation. Your job is just that, to start the conversation. Now, before we go any further, we need to talk about the part that everybody skips, okay? Who are you sending this beautiful pitch to, honey? Who is it? Who are you sending it to? Because finding the right contact is half the battle, and that is stressful. And that's why you hire the professionals for their relationships. But also, professionals don't have all the contacts either now. And this is where you need to get resourceful. Because here's what I do, because I don't know everybody. I don't know all the contacts for my clients. So I have to go research. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going directly to the company website. I look for their directory, their about page, their team page, their press page, their contact page, anywhere that might tell me like who actually works for them and like what department is best to get my inquiry. I'm also looking for titles that make sense to what I'm pitching to. So they have like communications lead, and they may have a generic email like press at whatever. Okay, that's great. I'll pitch to them, but I'm also looking for partnership, influencer marketing, brand marketing. I'm looking for talent. I'm looking for whatever department would actually be responsible for the opportunity that I'm looking for, right? Oops, that I'm looking for. So then after that, honey, I'm going to LinkedIn. Now, don't sleep on LinkedIn. Don't you do that. Don't sleep on LinkedIn. And I do this because just because somebody's name is listed somewhere online doesn't necessarily mean they still work there, right? So you want to know who actually works there today. People change jobs all the time. So this is so key. So I go to LinkedIn and I verify. I verify the information on the website as it pertains to LinkedIn. Does this person currently work for the company? What is their actual title? Sometimes they have, title changes. Does their role make sense for, who I'm trying to pitch? And here's another little trick I use. Once I find the one person with the right title, I start looking for other people who work at that same company with similar roles. So maybe you can be the head buyer at this, but you have an assistant buyer, or maybe you have an associate buyer. Maybe there's a director of partnership, but then there's like a partnership manager. I don't think the director of partnership is going to read my email, but the manager might, or the influencer marketing strategist might, or, the brand coordinator, somebody lower on the totem pole that doesn't have the big responsibility of leading that team. I think they might. So I get smarter. So now I'm starting to understand the department and the roles and who people are, and I can make a better decision about who actually needs to receive my pitch. Okay. We're not just blind pitching and then wishing and praying and hoping that it lands. We need it to land. We need it to land. I need a reply. Thank you very much. Then I take the person's name, company, and title, and I put it into my little app. I got to tell y'all, I got to put y'all on. It's called Apollo. Okay. And boom. When you put it into Apollo, now I can potentially find their professional contact information all the way down to their phone number. If I'm that bold, if I want to call, honey, I can call. That is literally part of my process. Website, LinkedIn, Apollo. And then I'm putting it into my AI assistant to draft or to whoever on my team does the pitches. And we off to the races now. We off to the races because I don't want you spending an hour writing a pitch and then you send to some random info at email or a third party email and somebody forwards it or just nobody gets it because they get so many press inquiries all the time. I'm sure you've gotten those bounce backs before. So sometimes that's the only contact you have and that's fine, but that's because you didn't do your research and you know how I feel about research. You know how I feel about that. But at least do the research first. So take the extra 10 minutes, find the person that has the ability to say yes, or at minimum, find the person who can get you closer to the person who can say yes, right? Like, come on, let's work smarter. And if you still aren't completely sure, whether you have the right contact, that's okay. That is okay. At the end of your email, just say, and this is what I say a lot of times, if you're not the appropriate person to contact for this, would you mind pointing me in the right direction? It's that simple. And it's nice. And it's just like, hey, it's easy. Like, do not let I don't know who to email become another excuse of why you're not pitching yourself. Don't do that. Let's not do that. Okay. We're going into a new year. We're going into a new quarter, honey. Find the name, verify the role, find the contact, send the email. It is so important. Now let's go back to the actual pitch really quickly. Research matters. Please stop sending the exact copy and pasted pitch to every single person. Okay. Don't do that. Personalize it a little bit. Can you have a template? Absolutely. You can have a template. I do. I have a template, and can you have framework? Absolutely. Sure. You can have framework. I do that as well. And like I said, in this pitching document that I'm going to drop, I'm going to have all my little templates in there too. But there needs to be something in that email that tells me who you're actually emailing, that you took the time to do the research for that particular brand or company. So go to their website, look at their Instagram, search up campaigns that they did that you like. You can reference those. See what they're actually currently promoting, what resonates with you. They just launched something new, perhaps. Are they opening a new location? Do they have a new product? Is there a new campaign happening? I mean, there are so many different avenues that you can get to become creative. Is there something timely happening? Like holiday season is rolling around. People are doing their holiday campaigns now. So find the connection because I love your brand is not research. That ain't gonna get it. Everybody is sitting that out. And I'm sure everybody's pretty much gotten hip to that by now. So everybody suddenly loves the brand when they want something from them. So think about that too. So tell me why you and why this brand makes sense together. That's what I want to know in the pitch. And go after brands that you genuinely love and support that you would buy if they didn't send you anything for free. You know what I mean? That is strategy, okay? So one more thing before you go, I want to talk about the subject line. And again, do not overcomplicate this. Do not. Your subject line needs to tell me what the email is about, okay? Simple. Give me a reason to open it. Otherwise, I don't know. It could simply be like partnership inquiry, Anthony ALLEN-ZOUHRY times brand name. I mean, that's what I use all the time, honestly. Or collaboration idea, Anthony ALLEN-ZOUHRY times brand name. It could be anything. Los Angeles Creative Partnership opportunity. It could be anything along the lines. Family travel, collaboration opportunity. Just be very specific. Try to be, very niche down as much as you can when you send these emails off. Be simple, be clear, and be professional. Because ultimately, you guys are going to be doing business together. So you're not trying to trick somebody. You're not trying to trick somebody in opening email. You want them to know exactly what they're opening it for, what they're getting. And you're trying to get something to the right person to open it. So it's that simple. Now let's talk about your ask. Just really quickly, I know we're going to wrap this up. You need one. Do not write this beautiful email and then shy away at the end, okay? Leave them with a decision to make. Tell them what you want to happen next. Clearly, I'd love to discuss whether there's an opportunity to partner. Simple. Would your team be open to exploring this collaboration? Simple. If this feels aligned, I'd like to discuss the next steps. Simple. Or please let me know if you're the appropriate person to receive this email, or if you're the appropriate contact, or if there's someone else on your team that I should lean into for this type of opportunity. Give them, somewhere to go. Just give them somewhere to go and then sign your name and be done. Say Bismillah, send it off. That's what I do. So that is going to wrap up this episode of The Art of Getting the Yes. I just told you so much free game on how to craft your pitch. If you don't do this, I don't even know what to tell you. But you guys, I'm still working on my pitching deck. I kind of put a pause on it for a minute because I've just been so busy with so many of them, I'm not even going to lie to you. If you are interested in getting on the wait list for this pitch document that I'm going to create, this download, I'm in the middle of doing it, then please sign up for the link below. Drop your name and email. You'll be the first to know when it goes live on my Stanzor page. It's going to be having templates, all the things I discussed about in all these episodes. But it's also going to give you those Claude prompts too. Those prompts, because I love Claude. It's made my life so much easier. I'm going to include some prompts in there that I actually use. So this is key because I'm sure you guys have not thought about these ideas. And I don't want you to automatically get a no when you're sending your pitch off. People are busy. Emails get buried and campaigns change. Budgets change. People go on vacation. But I definitely want you to stay at the top of their inbox. And I want you to be persistent and I want you to follow up. All the things, I put that in my pitching document. So I will link that below. And stay tuned for the next episode of Ladies Who Level Up, where we are building a community all about leveling you up, honey. So if I forgot anything, you guys can always get in my DMs, ask me any questions. I am, on Instagram for an hour each day. I'm trying to limit that.
Hey loves, before you go, can I ask you a quick favor? If this episode helped you in any way, please hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and it helps this podcast reach more women who need these conversations, okay? My team and I show up every week to bring you new episodes. So if you enjoyed this one, subscribe, share it with a friend, and I'll be back to see you next week.
But I will answer all of your questions. And I am so proud of you for wanting to level up, wanting to pitch yourself, wanting to build your EPK. So let's do it together. All right. For the next episode, stay tuned.